Great.
We did an interview with you 4 years ago here in Ohio, and Ohio set you on the road to the nomination with the Green Party last year.
You sure did.
Yeah, we don't have the results yet today, but it looks favorably. Now, you won the Massachusetts primary, and have you won any other primaries yet?
Yes, everyone that's taken place, we've done very well, and we've generally been winning by very large majorities. So, as the Green Party, we've done a lot of work to get where we are, and our campaign has been working very hard with the state parties to help move us forward, and I think we all benefit from, second time around.
Sure. Well, I know that you're not quite a household name yet, but I know that you're known in a lot of circles, and you're known among a lot of young people. We had a lot of young people out yesterday to hear you speak here in Columbus, and I don't know how it went last night, but hopefully it went well.
Yes.
Now, we're kind of reaching this pivotal moment where it's unclear at this moment whether Bernie Sanders is going to take the Democratic nomination or whether it's going to be Hillary Clinton. She's apparently ahead. And there's a pivotal moment in which I think is being referred to as Plan B, where if the Democrats nominate Clinton, it's going to be wide open in the progressive community for an alternative. And it's Jill Stein looking good then, or now, looking great now. But how do you view that pivotal moment, and are you going to be geared up to take advantage of it?
Yeah, I mean, we're really, our campaign has an awful lot in common with the Sanders campaign, basically economic justice, creating an economy that works for everyday working people, and where the strings aren't being pulled by the millionaires and billionaires. This has been our green agenda for a long time. We have some areas of difference around foreign policy. We believe in bailing out students, ending student debt right now. We have the potential to do that. We can create a quantitative easing right here and right now and put an end to student debt in the same way we did it for the bankers. We can do it for the victims of the crooks on Wall Street and bail them out right now. So there are a few areas of policy difference, but there's also an awful lot that we have in common. The Democratic Party, unfortunately, has a track record of allowing really principled campaigns to be seen, but then to taking them down. In fact, the superdelegates and Super Tuesdays were created in order to prevent grassroots candidates of integrity from winning the nomination. They were created after George McGovern won the nomination as a peace candidate back in 1972. And at that point, the Democratic Party basically created a firewall so that those rowdy grassroots candidates could not actually win the nomination. But since then, they continue to lift up well-spoken, inspired, and inspiring candidates like Bernie Sanders, like Dennis Kucinich, Howard Dean, Jesse Jackson. But the party actually takes them all down and has taken them down. They've put up some resistance to Bernie Sanders. We'll see what lies ahead. But, Hillary has been raking in the superdelegates and has her insurance policy there through those superdelegates. But they took down Howard Dean with the Dean Scream, a public relations campaign that was intended to make him look like a madman, a completely concocted, engineered takedown campaign. For Jesse Jackson, they did the same thing, made him out to be anti-Semitic, brought him down after he had won 12 major Midwestern primaries in the course of his campaign. They redistricted Dennis Kucinich. So the party has a track record, unfortunately, that makes it look like quite an uphill battle going forward for Bernie. For those people who are invested in Bernie's campaign, we are here as the Plan B so that all their hard work, which has been very important and very inspired, is not doesn't go up in a puff of smoke. The revolution can continue inside the Green Party. For others, we are Plan A because many people realize that the strings are pulled from the inside in the Democratic Party. And whether it's the nomination or whether it's the policies, whether it's the legislation, there's not just one committee that you can reform inside of the Democratic Party. The power of money is basically seeped its way into every nook and cranny of the party, which is fundamentally sponsored by predatory banks, by fossil fuel giants, and by war profiteers. We need a politics that's of, by, and for the people now more than ever. And the Green Party is where we build this Plan A.
Now, we've seen that with the trade policy and labor that, a minority of the Democrats supported that along with the president, but it was enough with the Republicans to put it through. We saw that with the public option and the Affordable Health Care Act,
Exactly.
that a handful of conservative Democrats stopped that. They stopped the labor legislation from happening. We saw with the media that they really try to tilt the table as much as they can. It looks like in the very near future that it's going to be wide open for you. Are you going to be ready to really stand up and make Plan B an option for people in November?
Absolutely. This is our lifeline. We have, in the Green Party, we've been laying the groundwork for this change for decades. We have a very well-developed set of policies. Chris Hedges took a look at our platform the other day. I did an interview with him, and he came to the interview with a printout of the Green Party's platform, and he said, "Wow, this is really amazing. There's great stuff in there." And our campaign has taken that platform and put it into simple terms and prioritize really critical issues. So we are ready to stand up there and make really clear how we can address the major crises of our era, this predatory and failing economy and a collapsing environment. We can take that on as on an emergency basis with a Green New Deal, create 20 million living wage jobs that will transition us on an emergency basis to a green energy system, a green food system, and public and energy efficient transportation, restore our infrastructure, and at the same time make the wars for oil obsolete. This plan pays for itself simply in terms of the health benefits and the amazing savings from eliminating pollution and the associated diseases. We save so much money, it's enough to pay for the transition. And it also, in making the wars for oil obsolete, enables us to cut the military budget, which is not making us more safe, it's actually making us less safe. And the wars on terrorism that are actually creating more terror with every cycle. So we have solutions we can put on the table right now, cut the military budget, create a peace offensive, actually, and a weapons embargo to the Middle East, and to freeze the funding and the bank accounts of those countries who are continuing to fund terrorism, particularly Saudi Arabia, that was there at the outset in 9/11, but is continuing to fund, according to Hillary Clinton herself in her leaked State Department memos. So there are ways we can shut down these expanding wars for oil and stop ISIS in its tracks at the same time that we revive our economy, turn the tide on climate change, and improve our health. This is a win-win-win. It pays for ourselves. It pays for itself, and this is what the American people are clamoring to hear. These are the solutions most people are calling for, and most people have dropped out of the Democratic and Republican parties that are now essentially minority parties. 50% of the American electorate has divorced the Democratic and Republican parties. They are clamoring to hear what we have to offer. So bring it on, open those floodgates. We are ready to go.
All right, excellent. Well, I think you've got I'm not sure, but a shoe-in here in Ohio with the convention, and we thank you for coming back. And they're going to be having. We hope you will come back here and very soon, and we'll have a tour of the state. Okay.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate all the wonderful work that you're doing, being the free media here. We need a real press. Democracy depends on it. It's the first amendment in our Bill of Rights to have a free press. We need a truly free press. And also I want to give a big shout out to all the people out there who are building the party for the long haul, supporting our local candidates. We have a fabulous set of local candidates who are running for Senate, for Congress, for state representative, Bob Fritakis, who's running for county prosecutor of all things. Yeah, so I really encourage people to get involved and spread the word, especially on the issue of student debt. If I could just say a quick word on that, because there are 43 million young people and not so young people who are locked into predatory student loans and can't pay it back with this economy. If we saw fit to bail out the bankers who crashed the economy, it's about time we bailed out the students who are victims of that waste, fraud, and abuse on Wall Street, we can bail them out with the same quantitative easing. 43 million of them, if we help get the word out, is enough to actually win a three-way presidential election. 43 million is a plurality of the vote. It's a winning number. So we have the numbers. It's a presidential action is all it takes. It doesn't have to move through Congress. So we can actually deliver by creating a quantitative easing through the Federal Reserve. We can abolish that debt, liberate this generation not only from debt, but return their productivity back into the economy so they can start doing what they've been trained to do, not working 3 part-time jobs, in fast food and in retail. They can start doing what their heart and what their skills enable them to do in creating the real economy of the future and leading the way on the social transformation that it always takes the younger generation to really be the driving force for. So we need to liberate them from that debt and bring them back into social action and membership in larger society. And just getting the word out about that alone is enough to actually win this presidential election. So I really encourage people to be the messengers of our transformation here. We all know people who are holding student debt if we aren't ourselves, because just about everybody who's under 30 that's had the benefit of going to college holds student debt now. So just getting the word out to them.
It's older than that. It's everyone under 50.
Yes, that's really true, and some who are even over 50.
Yeah,
so
all right.
we have the power. In the words of Alice Walker, biggest way people give up power is not knowing we have it to start with. We have it. It's time to use it. We can create an America and a world that actually works for all of us. It's not rocket science about how to do this. This is about seizing the moment here and reclaiming our democracy and the promise of a future that works for all of us. It's not just in our hopes and dreams. The power to do that is here and now in our hands. Let's make it so. Go to Jill2016.com and let's give them a fight the fight of their lives, transforming our future. Let's show them what it looks like.
All right. Well, good luck. We're with you here in Ohio.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay. Take care. Great. Thanks.